We are 5 days away from fundamentally transforming the United States of America.
The fact is, Barack Obama didn't come to Washington just to be president. He came to radically change our nation.
This is what change looks like.
I'm tired of this administration and this Congress having their hands in my grandchildren's piggy bank.
We've reached a point now where more taxes only become burdensome and hurt the economy.
We're losing individual liberties day by day.
That's why we need to flip this house.
Unless we rebuild around core constitutional ideals and restore those ideals to political authority, our political resistance is futile. We must get back to the bedrock constitutional values upon which our nation was founded. Flip This House is built on 4 bedrock principles: free markets, limited government, individual and family liberties, and private property. Free markets. The rising tide of statism and the nationalization of industry are undermining the free market upon which our prosperity and our American dream are founded. Flip This House boldly calls for a return to the ideal of the free market. Limited government. Today's politicians don't seem to care about the Constitution.
I don't worry about the Constitution on this.
The Constitution should be the bedrock of their principles or where their agenda should be pursued.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
That's why we have a Constitution, to strictly limit the federal government. That's what we mean by enumerated powers. We must return to the founders' view of a limited federal government based on the Constitution. Individual and family liberties.
I think individual rights and family rights are a foundation of our country, and they've been eroded over time. They have total disregard for the will of the American people.
I'm tired of being depicted as crazy, radical people.
I am thoroughly disgusted with the idea that they can take my money and use it to abort babies, to destroy innocent human life.
Individual healthcare mandates and oppressive climate change regimes, they literally strip individuals and families of their fundamental liberties. The fact is, the individual and the family are the final barriers to the all-consuming state. Flip This House upholds individual and family liberties against the rising tide of statism. Private property. Our nation was built upon the dream and the promise of private property.
If I decide to wake up this morning and become a farmer, I don't want some environmentalist group coming telling me I can't plant a certain crop because it's going to disrupt some mosquito.
They think they can just take what we have and give it out to everybody. Well, that's completely wrong.
The more people have power, the more they become corrupt. And the people who face the consequences of that corruption are us.
In this new regime, this statist regime, government owns everything and only allows us to keep our money, our land, and even our livelihood if we play by the state's rules. Flip This House upholds the right of private property against the unquenchable thirst of the state.
When I watched the healthcare debate, it made me feel like that I had no say, that the people in Washington did whatever they want to do, and that was it.
The healthcare debate proved one thing: we can't stop the radical statist agenda in Congress. It will take a new Congress to get the job done. But we can't simply swap one set of big government politicians for another. We must flip this House on a new foundation of free markets, limited government, individual liberties, and private property.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time to flip this house.